With Season 8.5 dropping this Friday, and it happens to be Cyclops who's coming with it as well, I thought we could go through which characters I've been playing this season. Now to get started, I set myself a rule every single season, and that is to make sure I pick precisely one new character from every single role to challenge myself to give a bit of a variety when it comes to playing every time. Now obviously there are backups as well in case I can't play the character that I actually assign myself to play for the entire season in that role when they are taken, or otherwise when another player just wants to play them instead. Starting off with the Vanguard role, we're going to go and look at Venom. So far this season he's been absolutely fantastic. Couple him with Devil Dinosaur and you can basically dive backlines without any issue. Get in, harass the healers, get the kills, get out, get your heals from your own backline, rinse and repeat. His team up with Devil Dinosaur is fantastic, and no, he doesn't actually have one in game of course, but his synergy is undeniable. You just hop in, cause some harassment for their backline, and then, while you're busy trying to beat them up, Devil's approaching the enemy team's front line and keeping them busy, which at point the DPS have got two options. Do they focus on Devil, or do they focus on you? This can lead to a myriad of panicking situations. Just make sure you coordinate with your Devil Dinosaur to make sure that you can land this precisely as required. But played right, you have no issue in terms of winning teamfights. You can dive in, be completely left to their own devices, while your team focuses on the front line, you're in the back demolishing those healers, which can lead to an easy breakthrough every single time. This isn't to say it comes without its drawbacks though. If you're purely your own solo tank, I think it's worth switching off to ones like maybe Rogue or Magneto, but alone, Venom does stand a decent amount of chance if you pair him with Mr. Fantastic or other tanks in general. This isn't to say he's ineffective, but if you play your cards right, you can get kills every time you land on their backline. Next up for the duelist section, we're going to look at Phoenix. She's been absolutely demolishing team to me this season, getting easy duos and triples, especially with her ult. She seems to have a number of issues though regarding tackling Vanguard Deadpool. Maybe this is just me. However, every single time I've gone up against him, for some reason, it's like fighting a brick wall that doesn't want to move. However, it purely is up to skill, and at the same time, you are fighting a tank. Yes, he's had some changes and some tweaks here and there, but he's still a very effective opponent against anyone using hitscan. However, other lesser heroes like Mantis, Punisher, or even Sue Storm, you can pick off without any absolute issue. Just pop the ult, dive into the backline, and you're absolutely fine. I've had a few instances though where Jeff and Rocket have become a bit of an issue when it comes to poking, but considering they will run away the second you basically dome them. But this isn't to say it's impossible, it's more or less up to aiming and chaining her effect on blowing everything up. Okay, lastly, we're going to go on to our fancy pants strategist, Gambit. As usual, per every season since he's dropped, he has been a powerhouse and an absolute necessity to the team. Now, mind you, while most teams have ignored him, bring him along if you are playing strat. You can pair him with Mantis, you can pair him with Invisible One, practically any combination works here. His ultimate, combined with either a Mantis or an Invis ult, can absolutely push through a lot of checkpoints. Fantastic on capture the points, or as well on cart. This doesn't say he doesn't have his own issues though. He can 1v1 pretty well, but you have to know how you're playing with him. His movement is practically key, especially at points where you're going against other rogues, and mind you, if a Star-Lord pops his ult, you have to basically run for cover, or else you're essentially mincemeat for him. His health pool leaves a lot to be desired. He's what I would nearly consider a glass cannon in my personal opinion, for this season just alone though, because I haven't played him prior, but that doesn't make him entirely useless. If you pair him with, say, Rocket, or maybe Adam, you can get a decent amount of utility by stacking your abilities with them. But what most teams tend to just generally ignore is the anti-heal effect he can have with his card. This can be very used to high amount of effectiveness if the team doesn't actually respond to it. So both in quick play and comp, it's practically almost a guaranteed win, considering if your team actually focuses a target that has been anti-healed, allowing to easy push-throughs, particularly if you put it on a low tank that's basically got no health left, or otherwise on a DPS that has no health at all. But it's also good for finishing off fights as well. One simple blast takes out a decent amount of health, probably around 100 to 150 per hit. But as a backup though, if you can't get him, I'd recommend you bring someone like, say, Mantis, or maybe even Rocket. So far, the season leaves a lot to be desired. Certain characters are more powerful than the others. As usual, some characters get more skins more favorably than others, which I know no one's happy about. But overall, it's been fun so far. Cyclops drops on Friday, so I can't wait to have a play with him. It's going to be rather fun. There's rumors he's going to be a tank or a strategist. I don't know how either of those are going to work, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. But if you've enjoyed the video so far, please like and subscribe, and it would really help out. But as usual, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.